Hi everybody, you're now experiencing the Gretna Bill Show.
How's it going?
Hey Tim, how you doing?
Oh,
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can see you and hear you.
All right, man. How are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm confused. I can't get my hat right. You know, I was just talking to him. I said, you know, if I don't be careful, my hat starts, you know, them old guys, they're always tilted, you know, and I'm like, what the hell? Why are they like that? Right. And I just realized that the older I get, I've been tilting my freaking hat. So I'm all paranoid about keeping that sucker level. And I'm all like dyslexic too. Anyway, you get me, right?
Looks good.
Your dad doesn't wear his hat like that yet, does he? Mark?
No, John.
John, right.
Yeah. No, he doesn't yet. Yet is the key word, I think.
So we're live anytime, right?
Yeah, we're live right now.
Okay, cool. So, hey, Tim, Brosious, welcome to the Gretna Bill Show.
Brosious. Yeah, you know, that's one iteration of the last name I've heard over in my life, but yeah. Not an easy one.
Yeah, welcome to the Gretna Bill Show.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
This is the first time we actually met each other eye to eye. You know, the funniest things happen when your local lake freezes over and a bunch of guys come around saying, hey, let's go get our fat bikes and go riding on the lake. And a few of the boys and I said, oh, yeah, it'd be a great idea. Well, we're going to need a few things. Let's see, beer, a charcoal grill, and a couch. And they're like, yeah, we got all those things. So then we rolled the couch out onto the lake, and that's how you meet the strangest people. So that's when your mom and dad came over and said, hey, we heard you were Gretna Bill. And I said, yeah, what's going on? And the rest is history. And they said, oh man, our son Tim has some great stuff to talk to you about. And I said, oh, this is great. And then they were telling me, you know, first of all, we started talking about Leadville and Dirty Kansas. But today you said, hey, at that time you said, hey, wait a minute. We got a really big event coming out in a couple of weeks. And I said, okay, let's do the podcast then. This event is now live, and it's called the RAD Dirt Fest. It's going to be in Trinidad, Colorado, and it's produced by the company that you work for, right? Lifetime.
Yep. Lifetime.
And they announced the RAD Dirt Fest gravel race in Trinidad, Colorado. So yeah, tell me about what's going on with that.
Yeah. So, you know, coming out of COVID, you know, our president of our division, Lifetime Athletic Events, his name's Kimo Seymour, and he basically said, let's do something new. Let's come out of this, not just produce the same events we've always had, and kind of tasked a few of us with bringing something to the table. And, you know, we did a lot of research and a lot of work went into, you know, finding the right communities and making sure it checked kind of all the boxes we wanted. And Trinidad has been doing a lot of work in the last few years in Los Angeles County, where it sits, to become an outdoor recreation mecca. And it kind of, you know, aligned with our timeline. And there's people down there, Backshop Bikes. They've been setting gravel routes all over. There's 1,500 miles of dirt road in Los Angeles County. Yeah,
that is so awesome.
It's and what's so rad about it is that, you know, you kind of have that rolling eastern Colorado plains, but also you got some big climbing. I mean, the Spanish Peaks are there. Santa Crista Mountains are just in the background. I mean, you have major differences in ecosystems just in that county alone. And this, you know, this event and these courses will really showcase those.
So it's going to be October 2nd and 3rd.
Correct. Yeah.
But in actuality, the festival is going to start earlier than that. And why is that?
Yeah.
It's in conjunction. It's in conjunction, right?
Yeah, it's in conjunction with the 200th annual commemoration of the Santa Fe Trail. So Santa Fe Trail, you know, started in Missouri and it ends in Santa Fe. It's really what brought a lot of fur trappers and cattle ranchers through the West. And this is as kind of you know, it's not necessarily a celebration, more of a commemoration, a little bit of history of what that is. And, you know, we're just a spoke in the wheel. We're going to be putting our event on at the same time, but the city has already got probably 50 to 80 events planned during that week, which is really cool. Everything from saddle making and arrowhead making to cowboy poetry and chuck wagon meals. It's going to be really, really great to see all the different cultures and what's being celebrated during that time.
That's great to hear. That makes it fun for everybody for a whole week. And then we get to the weekend of October 2nd and 3rd. You're going to have a bunch of gravel races of all lengths and durations and some running races, right?
Correct. Yeah. So Saturday, we'll kick off our festivity along with the city, and we're going to have 3 routes. The big dog, as I call it, the stubborn Dolores is the actual name for the long distance. She's one of the founders of the town, is also very known to be stubborn. And so the route's big. It's going to be 165 miles and just about 11,000 feet of elevation gain.
Wow.
Yeah. And then a 90 miler and a 38 miler.
Sweet.
Those are all about 90% dirt, if not more, gravel. And then, a little less than 10% pavement. And then on Sunday, we're going to have running events too. We're going to do a 50K and a half marathon.
Sounds great. And will there be any industry types there as well?
We do have sponsors interested. I don't think the ink is dried yet, so to say. But there will absolutely be. We're also trying to showcase what the city's doing too. So we're not, similar to a lot of other events, these big expos and stuff. I think, as I said before, we just want to be a part of the commemoration.
Just a spoke in the wheel, pun intended. Perfect.
Spoke in the wheel, yeah.
So, in terms of logistics and lodging, where are you guys situated and how's that going to pan out?
Yeah, so, that's a great question. And a lot of people do ask that. There is plenty of hotels in the town. What's really great about Trinidad itself is it sits right on the New Mexico border on I-25. So the Interstate 25, obviously one of the main arteries in the West, and that splits the town in half. So there's a number of hotels in town, lots of Airbnbs. There's campsites. You have Trinidad Lake State Park right there. And then, potential to be able to host camping also in the county. But there's other communities. Raton, New Mexico is 15 minutes away. They have hotels. Pueblo is about, at the most, an hour, I think, away. So, it's not unusual for a lot of people for some of these big events to have to drive that far. But yeah, housing, I'm not terribly concerned about right now.
Man, that sounds really great. And so what's your role in this rollout and this event on October 2nd and 3rd?
So I'm the race director for the RAD Dirt Fest. Myself and our team have been working since, I want to say, November on, kind of creating exactly what this would look like. My role in particular is, finding safe and fun routes and routes that are going to, be something you want to put on Instagram, something that's going to kick you in the teeth a little bit, but something you'd be proud to, cross that finish line and have that sense of accomplishment. Are you going to have
like virtual racing or racing of any sort? Will there be pros? Will there be overall prizes for the pros, money, et cetera?
I think we're still in the infancy stages of figuring that out. I don't know about virtual. I probably not for this event. We might not have it, but as far as prizes and prize purses right now, that hasn't really been in the conversation.
But do you expect people of all level? Obviously you do, but
yeah,
including a lot of pros, I would think.
Yeah.
Man, that sounds great. We definitely would like to come out to that one of these years for sure. That just sounds so inviting.
Yeah, we'd love to have you out.
So some of your other events that you're directly responsible for are Leadville, correct?
Yeah, that's the main one. That's the job. That's the pinnacle, right? Like Leadville 100s are the best events on earth.
Right. What's the date for that this year?
This year, the Leadville Trail 100 bike is August 14th, and the run is the 21st and 22nd.
And it's probably sold out already?
Correct. Yeah, they're actually, they're in such demand that we do have to hold a lottery for those.
Yeah.
And usually we open that up at the end of the year, and then we roll out the lottery winners in January.
Great. So that's when you need to get in on it. But we're not there yet with RAD.
RAD's got about 38 years of proving itself.
Wow. Speaking of longevity, then you guys are also responsible for what was Dirty Kansas. Tell us a little bit about that.
You know, I'll be very honest with you. I actually haven't been to the event yet. I was, slated to be there in 2020, and obviously because of COVID and everything going on, we had to postpone that. But that event is, as we speak, actually, athletes are rolling into Emporia right now for the camp. So we do have a training camp going on for Unbound this weekend, and they're there to get eyes on the course, to learn how to fix tires that get shredded from the Flint Hills and deal with the wind out there. So we do have, a few hundred athletes in town. In Emporia, our staff is there putting on that event. That's, the world's premier gravel grinder. That's the big dog for gravel. 200 miles is the standard race. Then there's the XL at 350 miles self-supported. It's just unreal.
Good stuff. Yeah, that's always been on my bucket list too. It just sounds like so much fun. It's crazy how the more you torture yourself, the more how you say, I had so much fun doing that.
Yeah.
You got to do it next year.
Exactly.
That's good stuff. So I've always been curious about Lifetime as a company. How big are you guys and what is the end goal, and how long you've been around, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So Lifetime, our parent company is Lifetime. It's the health clubs that are all around the country. We have 154 clubs in the US and Canada, and we're their events division. We're kind of their marketing division, and the owner of it is an athlete. Like Bahram is at all of these races. I think he did Leadville. I think it was his 11th year doing the Leadville 100 bike last year. He comes out here, and then he kind of, he likes to see new things. He likes to race new things. And, and then our president, Chemo Seymour, they're pretty aligned, and let's do cool stuff. And I think that's something that's always drawn me to Lifetime. I've been in the events world for about a decade, and 2 years now with Lifetime Athletic Events. And I like doing cool stuff too. And I think they open the door to allow their employees to really figure it out and go find stuff. And then as far as the future goes, it's Unbound, one might say.
Another great pun. Yeah, my, talking to your parents a little bit. And before I forget, I want you to wave and say hi to Mom.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
There you go. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. They were saying, man, it would be nice if Tim could get something going on back here in the East, could get Lifetime interested in something. And so we were all, daydreaming about that possibility.
It's when we went down this road of, trying to find new venues or new events that, could host venues, or venues that could host events. Gretna, it's like one of the first things that came to my mind. It is a small community, but it is situated not far off the highway, right? And Lebanon's not too far away with housing, and Hershey there too. And maybe selfishly, I'd love to put on an event back home so I can, be back in Gretna and be back in Central PA for work and have to fly in and out regularly.
Well, yeah, cool. You grew up around here, right?
I did. Yeah. About 30, 40 minutes from Gretna and Mechanicsburg.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. We grew up going to Mount Gretna as kids, going to the beach.
Oh, that's awesome. That great lake. Somebody called it a pond yesterday. I said, actually, you're correct.
Very true. Yeah, definitely be called a lake in Colorado. Everyone calls it a lake, and it's like you can throw a rock across the lakes out here.
Dude, it was so good to finally meet you eye to eye. And thanks for being on the podcast. We learned a hell of a lot, and I appreciate it. We'd love to have you back sometime and do a follow-up on those 3 main events.
Yeah, I'd be honored.
And far out. And, if you're back in the area, we got to hook up, and maybe we can do a in-studio podcast on what you guys are planning on doing down the road in 2022 or something like that.
I'd love that.
All right, we're on.
I'll be back in October. I know that for sure. So definitely let's ride some bikes and drink some beers.
Okay, done deal. So good meeting you, man.
You too,
Thanks
sir.
for being on the show. Peace out.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care, Tim.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye.